Hey guys, I wanted to show you an interesting lane I had the other day, and I think it's a good example for lane matchup ideas. So here I'm playing Tristana, and I'm doing with the support who's playing Thresh, and we're against Sona and Kalista. And we have some kind of farming type junglers, or maybe Eve gank is possible, but this is probably going to be 2v2 a lot of the time. So how do we play this lane out? What do you guys think? So if you want to pause the video, now's the time before I give away what the lane matchup is. But yeah, for those of you who just want to watch, basically we have some kind of catch all-in support, right? And we have some kind of all-in AD carry, and we have some kind of all-in AD carry versus some kind of trade poke support, right? So what does that mean? We would like to all-in / catch, and they want to trade. And, they have some kind of all-in too if Kalista's Rend gets going, So one interesting thing to know with Thresh and Aftershock is that if you're paired with an all-in support like Lucian, Draven, Varus, any of these champions, you don't need to land hook to kill them, actually. Especially if they're not an all-in bot lane matchup, right? So something like this, we could say all you have to do is land Flay and Aftershock, and of course all your abilities, and you'll be considered all in, right? You don't necessarily have to land hooks in order to win lane, depending on the matchup, right? Sometimes you need to land hooks. Like let's say it was Kalista and Alistar, then we definitely need to land hooks, right? But since it's Sona, we have the advantage in the all-in matchup, right? So let's take a look. So you'll see for quite a while actually, we will be not really trying to do anything, right? How do we all in level 1? Right, it's extremely hard. I mean, Thresh level 1 is great, but Tristana's level 1 is not so good, right? So if we do something, you'll probably be on level 2, level 3, probably level 3, right? Anything along those lines, right? But know that we're not trying to trade or anything like that. Notice how every time I'm hitting minions, I'm immediately walking back, right? Every time I want this, I run immediately because they're gonna try and trade on me, and that's the opposite of what we want, right? So of course we're taking some damage from Sona. We probably shouldn't be, but it happens. And we try for our level 2 idea, but it didn't work out. That's fine. Totally fine. So let's fast forward a little bit, but basically the gist of it is we're really going to try to not do anything too crazy until we can find the all-in, right? And of course Thresh is the one who has to go first. If you go first and then they flash the Thresh flash flare or anything like that, you're definitely doomed, right? Tristana doesn't go first unless it's guaranteed winning for some reason. So they're gonna watch us just chill out for a long time. I'm not really trying to. Okay, that was really bad right there, right? So actually, let's actually take a look at this. When you're playing against a trade lane and you walk up, this is a big no-no, right? Bam, right here. What are you trying to do here? Is there anything to do here? What is this? What is this, right? You don't want to walk up and trade. I think I must have lost my my brain this laning phase, but walking up for no reason, like there's no minions to hit, and they're ready to punish us if we try and walk up, right? They want to trade. Can we all in? Doesn't really look like it, right? Maybe he can walk up and go for a double flare or something like that, but most of the time, if he's here or here or here, it doesn't make sense. Don't walk up when you don't have a reason to, right? So he turned around, boom, we're doomed, right? There's no way you're doing, you're accomplishing anything there, right? So when in doubt, really hyper focus on this idea of matchup, because you saw how much health we lost just from one single trade. I didn't even hit him, right? Even if I did hit him, we would definitely be hard losing, right? Either way, they have Sona sustained. So let's fast forward, and you'll see that we are going to look for the all-in, right? Like I said, just Flay is winning. So all we have to do is land Flay. Well, yeah, and all of Tristana's abilities on the same target, right? And we're good to go. So let's see. Anytime now would be good. You do have to know where Eve is so that you're not getting counter ganked or anything like that. Otherwise it's gonna be real bad, right? Yeah, see, these these hooks are unfortunate, but sometimes it happens. You can, I was gonna say, you can kind of play around the jungle in the sense that you can go in and make sure that you can still flash off the jungle shows up, but just know that when you are looking for all-ins, you have to make sure that there's no gank coming. Otherwise you just 2v3ing, right? So let's watch what happens here. We're gonna wait for it. Anytime, any moment now. Here we go. And there it is. There it is. All right. So, okay, Kalista took a bunch of tower shots, but you'll notice that even though that she did, this is already winning. With Flay, auto attack, ignite, you know, aftershock, all this stuff is winning. We didn't have to land hook. We didn't have to land. She didn't have to tank towers, right? We overkilled by a lot. So, the idea is really that, you know, they can't win all in when we have double all in. You know what I mean? You know, they only have one champion that can all in, which is Draven. So of course we're gonna win. What should they have done here? They probably shouldn't have hit the tower, right? You shouldn't be hitting the tower unless you are ready to respond. Like they need an Eve counter gank or anything like that. But honestly, this engage is so good that even if Eve is here, we're probably winning this, right? So we're gonna come back to lane and we're really gonna repeat the same thing over and over and over and over and over and over again. Same thing. We're not gonna trade. We're gonna look for the all in. Let's fast forward. We're gonna look for the hook. It's literally the same thing. I mean, this is like the same position. This is like deja vu, right? They're just dead here. One thing to note is that, you know, when your support does have skill shots, you know, Flay can sometimes be considered a skill shot. You let him go first before you jump in or commit or anything crazy like that, right? That's the general idea of it. You know, we're just gonna, every time you kill them, you just you punish by pushing the wave in, right? And then they lose CS. Oh, this is an interesting idea we can talk about. So how do we get more all-ins? You know, you'll be like, hey, Saber, you know, they're not dumb. They're gonna try and watch out for it, you know, next time. Well, here's some psychological tricks you can use in lane. One is if you clear this ward, they will think you're in this area, right? So what do? Go to as far away as possible, but also that can also threaten them. So this bush, right? If they go ward, they should be afraid of Thresh, and they should also be afraid of us if they walk up into lane, right? So as long as you don't show, as long as these minions can't see you, you can just go from tri-bush and then whoop all the way around. Right? This is actually a common trick at the higher stages of gameplay where they have no idea where you are and you're just like pretending to base or do something else, right? You can even clear that tri-bush ward, channel base for a second because they'll see you channel base, and then just go all the way around. Right? That'll trick them even more to think you're basing. But yeah, we're gonna do the exact same thing here, right? We're just gonna look for all-ins all the time, and it's pretty simple. Like figure out ways to, you know, make an all-in happen, and figure out ways to stop them from trading on you, right? That's basically the name of this lane. Right, so you can come up with whatever method you want. You're gonna buy a pink ward, put it down here. You have hex flash. You're gonna go over into this bush. You can run it down this lane when they're pushed up and try and go for some kind of flay. It doesn't matter. You just know that the general idea is that we want to all in and they do not. Of course, that's why we're gonna win. This is some kind of lane wave management ideas we can talk about. If it's pushing towards you, and you can base, you know, and they can't push it in, you can just base and they'll lose a wave and a half, right? They're gonna lose this whole wave. And the reason why we know it's pushing towards us is because they have an extra minion here. This fat cannon is gonna kill everything. So this is one method you can use. We can also just hard shove too, but I wanted to make them upset. So freezing here is definitely gonna attack them mentally, you know. Okay, so let's fast forward back to lane. Of course you can see it's pushing towards us, right here, right? It's pushing towards us. And we're just gonna rinse and repeat, right? And every time we do this, we need to make sure that we know where Eve is, right? Or this has to be so good we don't care, right? That was so good that it doesn't matter if Eve is here. So I guess. So really, they're making the same mistake over and over again, right? Is that they're trying to go in for some kind of trade, but they're not careful about the all-in, or they're trying to hit the tower and they're not careful about the all-in, or they're trying to push the wave. They're trying to push this wave and they're not careful about the all-in, right? So pretty much every time they're not watching out for our win condition, right? And we're trying to be very conscious of theirs, which is why when we do all these all-ins, you don't see us with half health, you know, hopefully. I mean, yeah, so just kill this guy. It's pretty easy. You can follow up. This is all brainless, right? You guys can do this. There might be some ideas of like holding on to jump until you see Eve or whatever, but I have flash, so it's okay, right? So you just push this out, right? The basic punish. You can get a I mean, you can punish even harder by cutting them off right, going like this, so they can't get back. They can't get back to their tower, right? So you can even do stuff like that if you know where their jungle is. We just saw Eve die, right? So we're okay. And then their mid's not roaming. I don't think there's a I don't know if their top has TP, but I don't think he has TP. So we can just literally do this, and it's really hard for them to do anything, right? So we can just all in them before they get to tower is the idea. You're gonna see this fight. It's gonna be really messy. I don't really want to talk about it, but basically, you kind of want to still plan things out as much as possible mechanically when you go for these kinds of plays, right? You'll notice that if you want to rewatch, I didn't cast ulti on Kalista. We didn't really have a game plan jumping in. We just like jumped in just cause you know that's not really that's not really good. But I think that's out of the scope of today's video. So we're just gonna base, go back to lane, rinse and repeat, right? Same thing. Okay. I mean, this time we're so far ahead that our jungle is here, so we're just gonna go for a dive. But you'll notice that I don't jump in immediately, right? Always hold on to your commitment when you're not sure, right? I mean, if you don't need to jump, just don't jump. So, but yeah, that's basically the whole lane phase. We just you know kill them 6 times and then they didn't know what to do. So it's essentially abusing this single lane idea of lane matchup, right? No jungles were really involved. This guy and the Eve did not come bot. Okay, these guys were totally unrelated to this laning phase. So if you want to have like a big takeaway for these all-in versus trade lanes, this is like a really good video to study in terms of how do you punish when they try and trade. Oh, if we can all in without getting punished, you know, it's easy clap, right? We don't even need to land hook sometimes. With Thresh, sometimes you don't need a land hook, right? So yeah, I think that's it. That about wraps it up for this video. I hope you guys learned something new. Maybe it's like some new tricks like clearing the ward at Tribush and then running down to the lane or anything like that. But let me know what you guys thought. And yeah, if you do have any other ideas for videos, hit me up. So thanks for watching. I also want to give a big thank you to Crazn, Dylan, Jennings, Frederik, Lund, Kjeldsen, and everyone else at Patreon who helped me support. Oh shit! And everyone else at Patreon who helped make these videos possible. If you guys want to help support this channel, feel free to check out my Patreon. The link is in the description below. Should also be on the screen sometime soon, if not already. Right there, here, right. But yeah, I'm Saber, and I hope these videos help you guys. Let me know how the games are going. I will see you guys next time. Maybe.